My most humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan. Sai Ram to all. As told before, I was given the instructions now to get ready to make the design for the temple. I had no idea where to begin. So while I was there, Somani would allow the students to take me around and see the various places. I would go to the malls, the shopping. Everything was so new to me, the clean streets, the flowers and small shrubs on the sides of the road. The roads were so clean you could sleep on it, not like any of the roads in India. Anyway, so I was enjoying my time there, and one day Somani called and said, Jayashree, I would like you to go today evening and see the Malibu Tirupati temple. So this was a very famous landmark for all the Indians there. So that evening, one of her students drove me down to see this Malibu temple. So I went, and the temple was beautiful, a very nice replica of the Venkateshwara Swami temple in Tirupati. So while I went there and I was standing in front of the Sanctum Sanctorum, the pujari came out, and of course it was an Indian pujari, with the Vaishnava mark on his forehead and his silk dhoti. So when he brought out the arati plate, he looked at me and he said, Amma, are you from India? And of course, see, I was dressed in my silks with my kumkum and, the normal Indian attire. And he said, yes, I am from India. Then he started to talk to me and he said, where are you from? And I said, I am from Puttaparthi. Immediately, he burst into a loud Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, welcome to America. And he told me that he was a Telugu Pandit. He was picked up from Andhra Pradesh. His hometown is somewhere Srikakulam or Vizag or something. And they brought him here when the temple was ready. And his whole family shifted to this area. He was living there with his family. So he invited me to come to his house, which was just close by. I went in and I met his family, a nice Brahmin lady, and he had 2, 3 kids. And he was so happy, the whole family to speak to me in Telugu. So we sat, and that lady gave us tea and snacks and all that. And this pujari, his name was Krishna, he said, why are you here? Then I said, I have come. He, of course, knew Swamini and her students because I think they used to go to this temple once in a while. So he said, yes, I know Swamini's ashram. I have been there. And then I told him, I have been told to build a temple like a Prasanthi Nilayam on Swamini's land. I don't know what to do. I don't know whom I'm going to find. And then he said, this is unbelievable because in a few days, Stapati, the architect, the temple architect who had designed and built, got this Malibu temple built, was coming here because they were planning to extend this temple. They had done Ganesha, they had done a Devi temple, all in the same area, like a circle of temples, so that when the devotees came, they could bow down in front of all the deities that we Hindus believe in. So he said, Mr. Stapati is coming in a few days, and I will tell him about you and Swamini, and I will bring him down to your ashram. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe Swami working his miracles. And in a few days, Mr. Krishna, he came with Mr. Stapati to our ashram. He had called and told, and Swamini had also come down, and we had a preliminary meeting. So he said, I will come down tomorrow, and then I will have the land measured, and then I will do the design for it. And of course, he had been to Swami's Puttaparthi Mandir, and he knew, and he had also designed the statues and everything in Swami's Hillview Stadium in Puttaparthi. And he went around the world wherever Hindus wanted a temple built. He had built the temple in Chicago, he had built temples in Philadelphia, he had built temples in UK, many places all over the world wherever Hindus wanted temples done. And he was a Padma Shri in his field. You know, he was awarded many, many times by the government of India for his very innovative, beautiful architectural styles and the temples that he had designed. So I was very happy to have met him, and Swamini was also delighted, and she knew this thing was going to happen. So the next day he came, the land was measured, all the plans were, he of course knew the design of the Prashanti Nilayam Mandir, and he said, I will get back to you, I will give you the plans and everything. And we had a long meeting, whatever we needed in addition to the facade of the temple. There was to be a room for Swami, there was to be the large bhajan hall, and of course, little additions to the mandir design. So this is how I met Mr. Stapati. And in a few weeks, I think he sent us the actual drawings of the plan, and we had many discussions. And then, of course, Somani arranged with one of her students to get some architects and builders to come and have meetings with us, so that they knew what the work entailed. And of course, we needed the estimate for the construction. Somini, of course, had her own money to get this going. There was no need to collect any donations whatsoever. So in a few days, I also met up with some engineers and contractors and builders and all that. One of them was a contractor named Kishore. His Americanized name was Kevin. And we had many meetings together with Swamini and I. And one day he asked, I had already made the basic drawing for the mandir, whatever Swamini had wanted on that. So he was looking at all that, and then he turned to Swamini and he asked, Swamini, is Jayashree an architect? This was a very funny question, because I'm a zoology graduate, worked as a manager in the bank, had nothing to do with construction, but Swami got me into construction in Puttaparthi, and I had learnt it the hard way. And many, many times Swami would correct my vastus, and I would read up about the correct vastu, and many things like that I learnt on the job. So Swamini just looked at me and she smiled and she said, no, she's not an architect. She is better, because she is a hotline to God. And God designs her buildings for her. So this was a very huge compliment from Swamini. And this is how the basic work for the construction of the mandir took place. Om Shri Sai Ram, Swami bless you all. To be continued. Thank you.